India's criminal history is filled with solved mysteries, but one of its most terrifying chapters remains completely open. One unidentified man holds the record for a gruesome, unpunished murder spree that spanned decades and crossed multiple state lines. The origin of this phantom traces back to a 15-year-old homeless boy living on the streets. One night, he woke to the sound of screaming and watched as a drunken man beat his wife to death right on the pavement. The man ran off, leaving the teenager alone with the aftermath. The dead woman's infant sat crying next to her body for days. The teenager listened to those cries and found a twisted sense of pleasure in the sound. He eventually picked up a heavy stone and bludgeoned the baby to death. This photograph captures the extreme vulnerability of the people he would go on to target. For years, he killed about once annually, hunting the invisible populations of the streets, the homeless, the addicted, and the destitute. Because no one missed them, the police barely noticed, and he slipped away every time. As he grew into adulthood, a bitter breakup tipped him over the edge. Consumed by rage, he roamed the streets until he found a family sleeping in a makeshift tent. After a botched attack there woke the parents, he refined his approach. From that night on, he would strictly target victims who slept entirely alone. Extreme poverty and societal indifference provided a frictionless training ground. The sheer number of people sleeping unprotected on the streets gave a developing serial killer the perfect environment to practice his craft without any resistance. By 1984, he had moved his hunting grounds to the bustling streets of Mumbai, specifically establishing his territory in the Sion and King's Circle neighborhoods. He arrived during a period of massive national upheaval. With the country reeling from political assassinations and widespread riots, the police were stretched thin, providing him with the perfect cover to operate completely unnoticed. He treated his murders like a systematic operation. He would pick a homeless target and observe them for an entire week, learning their routines, noting who they spoke to, and precisely when and where they went to sleep. His confidence quickly morphed into arrogance. He stopped bothering to hide the bodies. Instead, he started leaving his murder weapon, a massive, heavy stone, right next to the victims. He wore gloves, ensuring no fingerprints were ever left behind, treating the rocks as his personal calling card. Look at this sharp spike in unsolved homicides. Over the next 2 years, he committed over 20 murders in Mumbai alone. The police were only ever able to locate 12 of those bodies. When the Mumbai police finally pieced together the pattern and flooded those neighborhoods with heavy patrols, the killings simply stopped. He didn't get caught. He packed up and left. He was a highly rational, adaptive predator who knew exactly when the heat was too high. To escape the closing net in Mumbai, he crossed the entire country in 1989, relocating to Kolkata. He reportedly moved there to enjoy the culture and the food, but a brutal summer heat wave in June of that year seemed to reignite his urge to kill. His first strike in the new city happened right here. He found a lone elderly woman trying to sleep in the deep shadows of the bridge, and he bludgeoned her to death with a heavy rock. After that first kill, his pace accelerated. He started murdering at least 2 people every single month. The local press picked up the trail of crushed skulls, and they finally gave this anonymous killer a name, the Stoneman. The resulting panic triggered a massive law enforcement response. Officers from Mumbai traveled to Kolkata to assist in the investigation, linking the cold cases and confirming they were hunting a nomadic serial killer. Kolkata residents stayed indoors as media coverage intensified. However, that same publicity alerted the Stoneman, giving him the precise warning he needed to flee. Realizing the net was closing a second time, he fled Kolkata and traveled deep into the northeastern state of Assam, specifically targeting the city of Guwahati. To survive, he established a strict new set of rules. For the next 20 years, he became a complete nomad. He never stayed in one place for long, and he rarely ever killed more than one person in a single city before packing up again. He did make a rare mistake in Guwahati. One night, he spontaneously attacked a heavily intoxicated beggar sleeping on the street. It was messy, and word spread fast. The local authorities responded instantly. Heavy police mobilization and strict checkpoints sprang up across the region, forcing the Stoneman to vanish completely into the rural shadows. By weaponizing India's massive geography and exploiting the lack of communication between different state police departments, he successfully engineered his own total invisibility. Decades later, his shadow still hangs over the country. In recent years, similar strings of rock bludgeoning murders popped up in Mumbai and Madhya Pradesh, sparking fears that the Stoneman had returned. However, modern forensic techniques and digital surveillance quickly debunked those theories. Police caught the perpetrators and proved they were merely copycats, looking to gain infamy by borrowing his name. The real reason the original killer succeeded for so long was a deeply ingrained systemic failure. Law enforcement and society at large didn't aggressively investigate the murders of impoverished, homeless victims. To this day, his true identity, any motives beyond his own twisted pleasure, and his final fate remain a total mystery. The police never even got a reliable sketch of his face. This leaves us with one fact. The Stoneman either died a free man, or he is still walking the streets today. Society's blind spots allowed a monster to operate in plain sight and vanish without a trace. That is the final, enduring horror of the Stoneman.